Great Wolf Lodge. Great Wolf Lodge. So this past week, my wife and I took the kids, the little 17-month-old and the 5-year-old, to Great Wolf Lodge. Great Wolf Lodge. Great Wolf. The rates for Great Wolf Lodge range from $500 to $16,000 per night. And some of the rooms have bunk beds. And they have themed rooms, and those rooms are $32,000 a night. We got the standard, which was basically 2 military cots on the floor, and we got to sleep in the boiler room.
Great Wolf Lodge. Great Wolf Lodge.
Passing through Fitchburg, the first thing you'll notice is that Fitchburg is a nice town with lots of economic prospects and fine housing. So we got there about 5 p.m., checked in, which was pretty uneventful. They gave us wolf hats, so you could tell we're at Great Wolf Lodge. My wife made some sandwiches for the kids, peanut butter and jelly specifically. Benjamin, the 17-month-old, had jelly all over his hands, and he was walking around the hotel room, and at one point I looked at the alarm clock, and it was covered in jelly. And at another point, he spilled yogurt on the floor, and he said, uh-oh, but we just, we said, no, uh-oh, you're actually fine here, because we're at Great Wolf Lodge.
Great Wolf Lodge.
It's kind of fun watching a baby walk around where you don't care what he does, as long as you go around like once or twice and spot check it to make sure there's nothing that can kill him, then you can just basically let him loose, He's like basically an animal in a cage where you don't have to worry about him killing himself. Then we made it down to the water park because it's open till 9 p.m. and the kids wanted to go. Well, got in our swimsuit and stuff and jumped in the water and immediately jumped out and screamed, what the hell? Why didn't they turn on the heat? They keep it at like 73 or something, which sounds warm. It's kind of like you left the bathtub sitting there for an hour and a half before you decided to jump in. It's still kind of warm. You see a lot of people like me, I was walking around like this, so it looks like I'm trying to cover my nipples, but in actuality, I'm trying to retain some body heat. So then to warm up, we figured, we'll go to the hot tub. So I took him to the hot tub, and getting into that hot tub, like everything in your body is like pulling you the opposite direction. No, don't do this. It's like your survival instinct is saying, don't go into that. Because there's so many people per square foot. At one point, it felt like I was in a mosh pit. Whoa! All these people! It's close proximity. And my son, of course, was smiling because he was like, oh my God, something that's close to a desirable temperature. So you want to stay in, but then there's like hair floating by you and miscellaneous Band-Aids. You never want to see a Band-Aid when you're swimming, ever. Even if it's your own. As soon as it leaves your body, it's disgusting, Like as soon as it separates. Five. Disgusting. Get away. Like, I used to work in a hotel, and we would drain the pool, and we would scrub the sides of the pool. I don't think they've ever done this. Like, I took my fingernail and ran it along a green spot, and like it came off into my, it was nasty. It's like you're swimming with the neighbors from the whole neighborhood. Everybody's there. So then we went to bed. We had the pack and play for the 15-month-old, and he woke up 3 o'clock, 3 a.m., and my wife was kind of dealing with him until 3:30 when I just said, all right, I'll take him. So we started walking around the overlook, the Great Wolf Lodge, and you'd be surprised how little there is to do at Great Wolf Lodge at 3:30 in the morning. I took one of the big chairs that they have, and I moved it over by the fire, and I sat him there. And just kind of tried to rock him a little, and he nodded off. I brought him upstairs at 5:30, so after 2 hours of sitting, and we walked around too. We walked into the arcade and stuff. And there was this one machine in the arcade that was like, it's blasting like dance beat. I'm just sitting there, and I find that I'm rocking him to the beat of this terrible song. So finally I just had it, and I went into the arcade and I just unplugged it, I can't get him to fall asleep with blasting dance music. What are they thinking? At 3 a.m. to have the arcade going? There you go. They could take some of that money that they use on the electricity in the arcade and the fire that runs 24/7, that's like a blazing propane fuel, and use that to heat the friggin' pools. So we walked around the hotel, and finally he got to sleep. And when I brought him in the elevator, we get in the elevator door, and it goes clang, and I bring him upstairs, and by then he's like, I brought him into bed, and I laid him down next to me, and my wife heard us, and she said something, and he sat up like a prairie dog. Hi, Mama. When is this gonna end? So we go back by the fire, and we sit there, and I start to nod out. Like with the heat of the propane fire, I'm nodding out, and he's... So, at some point, this little kid comes over and sits down on the fireplace, like right next to us. And I'm like this. And the kid starts saying, "Hi, baby! Hi, baby!" And I think he also had like Tourette's or something. As I'm sitting there sleeping, he starts yelling, "Ah! Ah! What the... Ah!" Like, where did his mom go? I'm sleeping by the fire. Do you think we're down here for fun? Trying to get this baby to go to sleep. I'm sympathetic to your kid's special, whatever he's got going on, but come on, man. I'm trying to get this kid to sleep. He doesn't need someone to... Ah! Ah! So then finally the kid, went off wherever he was going, and Ben, I looked down and Ben had fallen asleep. So fantastic. So I brought him upstairs. The elevator did not wake him up, so the day was kind of salvaged. So later at the day, we're at the water park again. Beep, beep. Water park shut down. Shut down. Shh. Nobody's talking. There's guards posted around the kid area. Everybody knows what's happening, though. We got a code brown. Code brown, code brown. They had to get out like a fish, like a net, to fish out the crap. So I'm in line in the family restroom, right? So family restroom. And we're waiting. It hits 15 minutes. We're waiting, and I've knocked twice. Finally, I did one of these. And a woman pops her little head out. And,
"People are showering in here. We're gonna be a minute."
"You've already been 15. I went like this. Like I was flabbergasted, okay? She comes out with her little daughter, a husband, and a little son. Now, I ask you, where could these two have gone? The men's room has a shower. The women's room has a shower. Little girl and the mother go into the women's room. They take a shower. The little boy and the father go into the men's room. They take a shower. I have a 5-year-old girl. It's getting to the point where I can't take her into the men's room. That is what the family restroom is for. The family restroom is not family fun time for you and your stupid family to go in and shower and bathe each other and get friggin' washed up like it's the Garden of Eden. It's for people who need to use it. 15 minutes for you and your stupid family to take a shower at Great Wolf Lodge. Go in the women's room, go in the men's room. I can't take a 5-year-old girl, almost 6, into the men's room. Great Wolf Lodge is a fun time for the family. It's very, very costly. You got to be ready to deal with jackasses. Anytime you go someplace where people have to have money to go there, you're always going to run into jackasses. It's just a rule of the land. The important thing is that we had a fun family vacation, full of memories. I love stuff like this because him waking up at 3 a.m. at the time seems terrible, but when you look back in hindsight, it makes you very fond of these times. I love the fact that we got in a fight with the people in the restroom. I love the fact that there was a code brown. All that stuff makes it interesting. If you just go on a vacation and it's just fun, it's just going to fade into your memory banks. But if you have little stuff that stands out and makes portions of it terrible, portions of it great, turns out to be a great time. That's all. Great Wolf Lodge. Great Wolf Lodge.